Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Dave Cooper. I hope you are having a beautiful Saturday morning. I know we are having a beautiful Saturday morning down in Lake Nona. We are here for another couple days, and then we are heading. We're heading west. We're heading out to probably Austin, Texas. Just so you know, if you're listening, Mr. Andrew Seeley, we're going to be going up to Idaho. We're going to be heading up to Utah. And we're going to be making some other stops in between. We have kicked off our road show, and I have to tell you, it's really exciting. It's really exciting to get started. And this week has been an amazing week for us. So I have to tell you, this Lake Nona, if you're in Florida, it's definitely a destination. You should come to it. And I really want to thank NAHB and Student Chapter. University of Denver, Eric Holt, Tuskegee University, Purdue, everybody that's participating and using our information in their classroom as part of their schoolwork. I think that's absolutely awesome. I've got my phone falling down over here. Let me tighten this in here so I can monitor some stuff. We're in a place, today that you just don't see every day. Vertiports for flying vehicles, autonomous buses running around all over the place. Things behind me, you can't see it here, but barcodes that you can read from airplanes as you're flying over. So it really is very well thought out, and it just goes to show, and this is something we've been talking about quite a bit, using the time to plan up front to really put a process in place, put a plan in place. The attention to detail is so important. And, as we move forward and builders finally get it in their minds, and developers that, I can do this, use digital twins, use technology, stop with the field verify stuff, and really put it to use. It's a very powerful thing. And Lake Nona is, come check it out for yourself if you don't believe me. It's absolutely amazing. So with that said, good morning, everybody. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And we always go to Twitch because Greg Ugaldi comes to us from Twitch all the time. And the young folks are on Twitch. So if they don't want to hang with us, we're going to hang with them, and we're going to bring them into our crowd. You might hear the planes going over. We are close to the Orlando airport, and I got my hotel coffee with me this morning, which I'm grateful for. And you might just catch me later today on an autonomous bus. I don't know if I'm going to stream live driving around Lake Nona. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Maybe I will on an autonomous bus, go for a ride and just stream the whole adventure. But I may just record it and post that up as well. So what a week. I don't know how many of you out there, but if you thought this was a good week of content, let us know. We started off the week, obviously, doing amazing things with Amy Marks, the queen of prefab, Autodesk, big personality, full of knowledge. She is a thought leader, and she really wants to make a difference in our industry. And she has her own show, Queen of Prefab, which is really cool. You should check that out if you haven't. But, implementing and adopting processes for industrialized construction. Here's the deal, and we've been saying it all the time, and I'm going to say it flat out. And I agree with Amy. If you're not changing because you're so busy, and right now you're building, and your builders are mad because you can't get enough product out, you still need to be looking at the future and changing. There is so much happening right now. There is so many new companies coming online, and guess what? They want to eat your lunch and dinner and breakfast. And I say that lightly, right? There's a place for everybody, but it is happening, and we're on the front lines of it, and we're watching it. And if you're not taking in, BIM, the digital twin, looking at parametric design, generative design, how these things work within your organization, if you're not looking at using Revit and all these other tools that are now out there, you're falling behind. It's kind of like saying, well, I don't do social media because I don't like it. Really? Social media is changing our democracy. So it doesn't work, right? If the world's on it, you need to be on it, unfortunately, at least for business. It's just the way it goes. But If you missed Monday's show, check it out on our YouTube channel, Amy Marks. Go there and subscribe. While you're there, we're almost at 1,000. Come on, get us to 1,000, everybody. We're almost to 1,000. And YouTube has not been our primary channel, but man, is it growing fast. It's growing super fast. So that's what we did Monday. We had Amy Marks, Queen of Prefab, on. Go check it out, please. You will not be disappointed. One of our better shows. Some of the other things we talked about on the show is defining our industry. Who are we? Who are we? Here's something that came up yesterday. We're meeting with some folks that are looking to come into our industry and having a conversation. And what is the difference between modular and volumetric? Is there a difference? I know what it is. I'm asking everybody out there, what is the difference between volumetric and modular? Is there a difference? Well, guess what? We may know it if you're in the industry, but the problem is outside people do not know it. And, that's just one example. Is a bath pod volumetric, or is a bath pod modular, or is a bath pod a component? Is it? These are things we're going to talk about. These are things we're going to start defining, right? Because a bath pod, in my opinion, is modular. Volumetric is the full package. Think about it. How does somebody else figure it out when we ourselves are struggling with it? And you can argue with me out there. You may disagree with what I'm saying. But we need to change. We're going to drive this industry forward. And there's another plane. Can you hear it? And we got to keep... Man, it's busy this morning. We must be right underneath. It's funny. I sit down to do these live streams, and I try and find a place where it's a little peaceful. You just can't make it up. All of a sudden, the planes are flying over. I didn't hear one 40 minutes prior to this. So, all right, moving on. Who do we got in here this morning? Hey, what's happening, Mr. Greg Ugaldi? Dave and Jen, ready for my special guest, Greg Zick, coming on the show. Greg Zick, you mean student housing? Super wicked smart Greg Zick. I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely. That's going to be awesome. So if you want to see an exciting show, we are working with Greg Zick and NAHB and Greg Ugaldi and everybody else. And we are live streaming 2 universities and classrooms in collaboration with them, which is super exciting. And we had our first show this past Thursday, which we're going to get into. But first, we got to get to our Wednesday show. Our Wednesday show with Andrew Hawk and Mr. Andrew Hawk. That is Monday. Oh, did I say something wrong? Yes. Coming up this Monday, Greg Zick. Sorry, I don't know. It's been a busy week, Greg. I know you've been tuning in. You've seen us all over the place. But yeah, coming up Monday, Greg Ugaldi will be on the show, bringing Greg Zick, also from NAHB. We'll get into that in just a moment. Let me get back to where I was. Excuse me. So Andrew Hawk, right? Pop-up, this is what I'm calling it. They weren't calling themselves this, but I love this. Pop-up CLT manufacturing. They basically have come up with a mobile solution to serve rural areas across the country. They're in Colorado, Durango right now, and they have built solar powered dry kiln, so they get dry kiln their wood, and their sawmills and their machines are mobile. They're working in less than 1,500 square feet of space, and they are building CLT structures for the rural communities. And this is something that they're looking to expand to serve that rural community. How cool is that, right? We're talking about the urban areas outside of Atlanta, Austin, these big areas. But we got to remember that, this affordable housing crisis that we're going through right now, and it's going to continue for a while, affects everybody in this country. And people like Andrew Hawk, who has identified a need, has identified an opportunity for a good, business, and to do something that he truly believes in. Thumbs up, man. I think it's super cool. I think it's worth sharing. I think if you're in a rural area and you're looking to do something different, change the way we build, change the way people think, build healthier, use local resources. They're using Ponderosa pine, right? They had some issues with the Ponderosa pine out there with, I think, with the beetles and all of those things, but they found a way to use Ponderosa pine to make CLT. And it hasn't been without trials and tribulations and all the other fun stuff. So I highly suggest you check out Wednesday's show on our YouTube channel if you want to learn more about the pop-up CLT industry. I don't even know if it's an industry yet. I mean, that's the first time I've heard of it. I love it. Andrew Hawk, amazing, amazing person. Love it, love it, love it. All right, moving forward. So Thursday, there they go again. I don't know, can you see that in the camera? Thursday. Man, I got something in my throat this morning. Thursday, we were here with NAHB student chapter, live streaming, live on location, Lake Nona, right? Here's the information right here in the ticker below. We had Craig Collins, the Chief Operations Officer on, amazing individual. We had Robert Adams, the VP of Residential Development, and Jesse Blakely, VP of Strategic Communications of Tavistock Development Company. This was on Thursday. We did this show at 12 noon. 12 noon. And this show was in conjunction with NAHB student chapter, and we were live streaming to universities across this country. Hear me. How cool is that? We are going to the students, you know, and we are getting feedback already from the universities because a lot of the professors had the students have to write up what they learned on our show, and you should see the feedback that the students are giving. It's going to be amazing. We've already gotten some of it. We expect more of it on Monday, but this is what's making the difference. We were showing ViewGlass. Have you ever seen ViewGlass? You just pretend, look out your window, then click a button. All of a sudden that window became your Apple TV. Click a button, all of a sudden that window became where you're doing your FaceTime because there's a camera built into it, you know, in your Zoom calls while you're looking out the window. Look at the window and put your photos of your family up there. Yeah. We are in the Witt House here, which is a wellness house. And in this wellness house, it's a living lab. So, I mean, they have toilets that measure and diagnose things that are happening when you use the restroom. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. That's the real deal. They also have, you know, their own vegetables, their own plants growing in, I don't know if they call it hydroponic. Is that the right word for it? In this house. Workout, lights, smell, a ton of light technology. You know, light plays such an important part in our lives. But the lighting in this house works with the lighting outside and can adjust automatically. The whole countertop, if you watch the live stream with Craig Collins and I sitting there, is a big computer screen plus a cooktop. And it tells you what you're running out of, what you need, gives you recipes. It is an amazing house. It's worth just coming here for the visit alone. You can ride around on one of the autonomous vehicles for free, and it'll take you all through the neighborhood. We're going to be here, like I said, for another day or two. I'm going to try and live stream from one of these autonomous vehicles. It's just been so busy. There are so many people here, and we've had a ton of meetings. I'm in my happy place. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm a little quiet this morning. There's a lot of people around, so I'm not trying to disturb everybody. But I'm in my happy place. We are doing what we set out to do, and that is bring the knowledge and the information to you. We've been working at this for a long time, and it's finally starting to happen. And this Thursday, we saw the fruits of all this labor starting to come together. And getting the feedback from the university students, it was heaven. It was heaven for us. In fact, I mean, so much, you know, Jen and I and everybody else that was helping us here just kind of last night took a break and said, wow, you know, we can really make a change. And that's what we're doing. Flying over again. Wellness home built on innovation and technology. I mean, come on, how cool is that? Let's see who's in the audience here real quick, and then we're gonna keep going on. So we got Mr. Greg Ugaldi coming to us from Twitch. Greg, I'm telling you, Twitch is pretty cool, right? You're getting pretty good at it, I bet. Are you following anybody else on Twitch? I'd love to know. You should be dipping your fingers in there and surprising people so they go, oh my God, the immediate past chair of the NAHB just commented on my stuff. That's what I would do. I'm watching. Hey, what's happening, Damien? Absolutely agree. Old terminology such as prefab conjures up an image of inferior housing. The industry needs to have a clear terminology for Joe Public. You know, Damien, even on yesterday's show on BS Friday, and we'll get into that, they used the word industrialized housing. Okay, so using panelized construction, now we're calling it industrialized housing. This is a big problem. This is a big problem, and I think we're going to straighten this out because it can't continue this way. What the hell is industrialized housing? Excuse my French. If I'm looking at from outside our industry, and what is it? That's even harder than saying what's modular or volumetric. At least you have some idea. Industrialized housing. You know, it sounds like an old coal refinery or an old steel refinery plant. So we got to work on this, and we're going to put this stuff together. So here's my thoughts on it. We're going to change the nomenclature to work. You know, we're going to look at what's happening around the world because other countries have figured this out. We can be very clear and precise on what our terminology is. There's no reason we can't be like the auto industry, the computer industry. You go to their websites, you know what they're selling. You know what category: iPad, laptop, desktop computer, watches, phones. It's very clear. And then underneath that, you have all the subcategories of what falls into that. Why are we not doing it? Well, guess what? We are, and we're going to bring that to you. We're going to bring it to you, and we're going to drive it home. Love it, love it, love it. Greg says we will give updates and expand the student and workforce development dialogue. Greg, wait until you see the comments coming from the universities. You do a show and you go, man, I hope we nailed it. I hope we did good. And this is 17 square miles, this Lake Nona. So there's no way for us to do a live stream and get to all these places within 45 minutes, in a 45-minute hour show. But we did place people in certain areas, and we're going to do some more. We're going to do some more content from this area. But the students' comments on what they learned, I had no idea factor. Wow, that's really something. That's really happening. They're doing barcodes in the sidewalk, so when planes fly over, they know. I'm going to take a plane ride just to look. Maybe I can get one of these planes over at the Verdi Airport and get them to fly me in one of their autonomous. I don't think it's autonomous yet, but one of their flying vehicles. Not a chance. Not a chance. I haven't been around long enough for me to hop in there. Nope. I've already used up my 9 lives, I think. All right. Yeah, look at that. Jen's putting up some banners. KPMG Global Learning Development and Innovation Facility. And I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of square feet that they have here for building. They got a children's hospital here. They got the veterans hospital, veterans facilities here. Adidas, as the typical American would say, but it's Adidas, has a lab here. A training lab here. And what's going on here now is there's this huge collegiate tennis tournament going on. And it's not only for athletes with all limbs and parts. There is the collegiate wheelchair people are here, and they are amazing athletes. It's just, you got to come to this place, man. They are doing amazing things. There's people from all over the place. And it's proud. Being here, you get to talk to all these people and what's going on. It really is a melting pot of people that want to collaborate, play together, work together, live together in this community. Children, family, average age is 34, 37, somewhere in that range we were talking. So I love it. I love it. All right. What else we got? Yes. Dave Cooper live, BS Friday, Mark Willie on the call, Shannon Pendleton, Ilka Gonert, Cassidy and Angela Araldi, Silver Green A Community First Legacy Project. Now, this was Friday. If you guys missed Friday, okay, let me just get to you this. With most of our shows now, you can't miss them. You just got to go check them out. You will learn something from everyone. I'm learning something from everyone, and I do this all day, every day. And I have to tell you, they did an amazing project outside of Philadelphia. It was a renovation of of an older structure, and they did it using the latest technology. I say all women plus one, right? So all women, think, as we call it, pink hard hats, think PH. If you're in the passive house community, they put a PH for F on and P's for everything. But think hard helmets. And what they showed us is you can combine the old with the new, deliver a passive house, deliver something that can age in place so it is easily converted into, when you get older, you can easily convert it for aging in place. They met the passive house standards. They used Blueprint Robotics. They used Blueprint Robotics as their panelization system. They used several systems, as a matter of fact. So, and when I say that, they used several different products and panelized and had it engineered, which I was even surprised to see that NTA, the third party, took that on, did some field inspections. And with this, you will find out there were some learnings from in the field, working with building inspectors. Where does one job begin? Where does one job end? But the collaboration of all these different pieces coming together in the industry is what it's about. You do not, and I repeat, you do not need to keep doing it the same way you've been doing it. When you use digital twins, BIM modeling, and go watch the show, it is so accurate that you don't need to put, in my opinion, field verify on your plans anymore. Here comes the plane again. It's literally down to, wait for it to go over, down to the MEPs, right? Mechanicals in the building. You can see how the MEPs are interacting with the framing. Yeah. Imagine if you know all of this up front. It is a lot less expensive to change things in a BIM to digital twin model. And then I said, how many change orders? Because this was a huge product. This wasn't a little 1,000 square foot house. I mean, we're talking, I don't remember the exact, 7,000 square feet. Renovation, hear me out. Renovation, passive house. How many change orders did they have? Did anybody catch the show? How many change orders did they have? 0. 0, 0, 0. All right. Sorry if I had my hand up, and I guess the camera is focusing on my hand, changing my look. I'm getting a big private message. Don't put your hands in front of it. But that's good. That's good feedback. I wouldn't have caught myself. I'm just having a whole good time chilling out here. So Friday's show, like I said, go check it out. Learn about digital twins. Learn how architects, and this is great, female architects, and plus one male. Man, these planes are everywhere. Have embraced not only Revit, BIM, and some other modeling to build this project, but they have also embraced off-site construction, panelization. They called it industrialized housing. That makes me nervous, but this is what they were using Blueprint Robotic Systems. So with that was super cool. All right, I know I was in comments. Let me go back and just see what else we got going on here. Yeah, Damien, you're right. S2A Modular has plans for 35 new manufacturing facilities. You know, it'll be interesting to see how that comes together, for sure. And it'll be interesting if they're taking what I call the Amazon approach, which we should. Amazon's already done all the hard work, people. They've already done all the hard work to figure out how they need to place themselves to get the most impact for their delivery times. Just putting it out there. If you're in the manufacturing world, maybe you should look at what Amazon's done, or other big companies that have to deliver within 1 or 2 days notice. They're not setting up in the middle of nowhere, I can tell you that. They're setting up on major highways, thoroughfares, near airports, so they can get things moved. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned from that. So love it, love it, love it. All right, all right, all right. Moving on, moving on, moving on. Yeah, Greg and his student chapters are very exciting. I know Greg Zick, I mean, what an amazing individual, and what they've been doing and working with us on. Really excited to be working with them. And I have to tell you, I think Monday's going to be a great show. We can talk about some of these things. Greg, I'm thinking, because I don't know if Greg, are you watching Greg Zick? If he's not watching, Greg, I think what we do is maybe pull up. Maybe we bring Eric Holt in from the University of Denver and let him talk about the success that he's feeling with his students from the show. What do you think of that? I think that's a great idea. Let's bring him in as a surprise guest if he's not in class. Maybe he can read off some of the things that his students wrote, just to give an example of how powerful this is becoming. We'll surprise Greg if he's not watching this morning. All right, all right. What are you writing here, Jen? Shannon Pendleton and Gronar Castellango did an amazing job on Evergreen, right? Absolutely. There you go. Put it on. Go to our YouTube channel. Listen, everybody, we're growing our YouTube channel. We are getting up there. We are almost at 1,000 in a year. 1,000 subscribers. We're only a couple, 200 away or 250 or something like that. We need to get to 1,000 because then it opens up all this other opportunity for us. It helps us categorize all these things that we're doing on the show. It will help us pull all of that together. I think that using YouTube, or Vimeo or these other ones to house all of this information is super powerful. Hopefully we're going to be doing some private events coming up and some other things, some thought leadership stuff. But outstanding. I'm loving it. All right, I know Jen's probably like, get to the show. You're talking too much. I like to talk. All right, what do we got? What's next? I need to check my signals and stuff. All right, everything coming through loud and clear, I hope, out there. Just let me know if it's not. So April 19th, Greg Ucaldi, immediate past chairman, NAHB. Greg Zick is also going to be on the show. We're going to be talking about workforce development, professional women in building, and more. And we're going to be telling you, there goes my hands again to the camera. We're going to be telling you where we're headed next. Look at it. Look, let me show. Can you guys see that? There's one of the autonomous vehicles coming in right now. I think it stops right here. These are all over the place here, and they're giving people rides. See? Now, hopefully the door is going to open. Somebody's going to, there they come. How cool is that? No drivers. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't make everybody sick. So there's your autonomous vehicle. Don't you think it'd be cool if I sit on one of those and we go for a ride around Lake Nona? Check it out. Maybe I'll bring the family. We can have a family event live streaming through Lake Nona. Might be cool. Let me know if you want me to do that. We've been thinking about it. All right. Let me go here. Yes, Gilbert Muir of MMC3. Guess what? We're going all the way to Honduras on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, Honduras. You know what their labor rate is? $1.39. $1.39. They're building panelized walls. They're building houses. I think he said for $30,000, but it's between $30,000 and $50,000. Shipping it to, you know where, the United States. Their hurricane, meet all the hurricane standards. In fact, the entire house has some grommet. It can move and flex, I think 6 inches with hurricane. It's waterproof from the floor up to 1 meter, 1 meter of water, using composite materials. And let me tell you something, the individual that is heading this up has come from the ballistic structure world. They're using fiber composite materials, shooting M16s at it and whatever else they shoot at it with the military. And they're bringing this technology together for housing. Is it going to take over the custom home market? No. Is it going to take over emergency housing? Possibly. Is it going to help with affordable housing in other parts of the world? For sure. Is it going to help in our country with housing? Absolutely. It's a really cool product. They're just coming out with it. So if you want to learn a little bit more about what's happening in Honduras, it is happening there. They are delivering things towards, to the United States, and that's part of their market strategy. They don't pay taxes. They're in a zone in Honduras where it's tax-free zone, and they're employing people down there. So Wednesday product spotlight, MMC3, new ways, new materials, new technologies, keeping your home affordable. Do not miss Wednesday's show. It's going to be exciting for sure. All right. Then we got Friday BS, Friday Passive House. Diva Prudence Vieira back on her show and her electric boogaloo part 2. We have had Prudence on a couple times talking, but she'll be back presenting. As always happens, we didn't get through the entire show. We don't get through a lot of our shows in their entirety sometimes. There's just so much good information. So I know I got my hands up again. Sorry. But Prudence will be back on this upcoming Friday. So it's never a dull moment, Prudence. So we love having Prudence on. We're really looking forward to the Boogaloo Part 2. All right, moving. So let's get back. NAHB, student chapters, colleges, and universities across the nation, thank you for joining us. Let me see what we got going on comments here. Anything else? Ooh, great idea. Include Eric, even if he is in class. Yeah, right? Let me see what I can work on today, Greg. I got some ideas. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we can surprise some of the people behind the scenes at NAHB that's been working so hard to get some feedback. I think that would be super, super cool. I'll work on that. All right. Well, let me think this through for a minute. We have covered everything from Amy Marks, Tavistock, Lake Nona, Andrew Hawk, right? BS Friday, an awesome project using Blueprint Robotics and Passive House technology outside of PA. And this week is going to be no different. We got Greg Ugaldi, Greg Zick. We're going to have some other surprise guests on to join us for this show. And Wednesday, we're going all the way to Honduras. And then Friday, we got Prudence back on our show. And all along, we will be heading west. We are going to be showcasing the house that she built. That's right, the house that she built, because we will go further faster the more women we have in this industry. And their attention to detail is like no other. Go watch Friday's show if you don't believe me. Check out the attention to detail on the structure and on the house they did. Remember, they did a 7,000 square foot, I think it was 7,000, correct me if I'm wrong, John, renovation using off-site construction methods, panelization, using digital twins, Rev, BIM, and some others, and they had 0 change orders. Let's see how you pull that one off. All right, everybody, listen, my name is Dave Cooper. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Oh, one other thing here, Rob Hoskin. Hey, Dave and Jen, I was watching Ticker Symbol U on YouTube the other day. I show titled, Here is How Robots Will Take Your Job, tongue-in-cheek, of course. Of course, I thought of Prudence. One of the main points of the show is that automation will also create a lot of new jobs. It will create a ton of new jobs because guess what, Rob? The young people, as you know, there's that plane again, will not be coming into our industry unless we innovate, unless we bring technology. They don't want to work here. They want to work at Tesla. They want to work at Tesla. They don't want to work swinging hammers and doing things the old way. They want to do things the new way. So I agree with you. We will be seeing robots create more jobs, more automation in our industry. It'll get the younger generation excited to do it. And we all know when we get the younger generation excited to do something, they're going to take it to the next level. So we're going to keep live streaming to them. We're going to keep streaming to the universities, and we're going to keep showing them things like View Glass and all these other cool things that are happening. So Rob, thanks so much. Damien, thanks so much for tuning in this morning. I hope you and Greg and everybody else out there that's tuned in today, that you all have a wonderful weekend. You might see me later today with a surprise stream. But if not, we will see you Monday, 1 p.m. with Greg Ugaldi, NAHB, and Greg Zick from NAHB. Love it. Bye now.